Hey guys, what is up and welcome to a video where I will be telling you the new changes that are coming to the warding system in Season 4. Keep in mind this is on the PvE and anything you see here is not necessarily final. So the first major thing that I want to tell you guys, and you can probably notice while watching the video right now, is that there are only a maximum number of 3 wards allowed per champion. Now I'm talking about the regular site wards, not the pink one. We will get into that later. Other than that, the site ward acts the same, it lasts the same amount, and it has the same HP, which is 3 bars. As you can see where my cursor is, it says 3 out of 3. This obviously means I have 3 wards placed out of the maximum 3. If you place another one, the oldest ward will get replaced with the newest one, and when you have the cursor as it is right now, you can see the numbers on all the wards and it shows you which one is the oldest, number 1 of course being the oldest one. There are also 3 trinkets which I will get into detail a bit later, but the current one I have is called the warding one. This one also puts down a site ward, however at level 1 trinket, this only puts down a site ward that lasts 60 seconds as opposed to the normal 3 minutes. So the trinket system is going to be a new one, and there's 3 different types of trinkets which you can get at level 1 for free. This is one of the bigger additions to the warding system in Season 4. I'll talk more about these trinkets very soon, but what I want to talk to you guys now is the pink wards. This is going to be an interesting change to pink wards as they're trying to make it more strategic. As you see right now, it says 0 out of 1. The pink ward got placed, meaning you can only have 1 pink ward placed per champion. As you can also see, the pink wards do not go into stealth anymore. They are always visible. They did this for strategic purposes so that you must have control of the area where you're putting the pink ward in, and it must almost always be defended. As you can see, since I mentioned you can only have 1 pink ward per champion, if you place a new one, the old one of course gets replaced. Also, the gold count for the pink ward is now 100 and the site ward is still 75. So let's get into the trinket system. There's going to be 3 trinkets like I said that you can buy at level 1, each of them being free. As you can see in the inventory slot, there's 1 extra space, and this one's of course allocated for the trinkets. The red trinket is used to reveal invisible traps and wards in a certain area, and the blue one is pretty much a clairvoyance where you use it in an area and it will reveal that area for 1 second. There are 3 stages for all the trinkets, and it automatically upgrades at level 9 to stage 2. Stage 2 of the blue trinket will simply have a larger range from where you can reveal an area, and the final stage is just another larger range, being 2500 units. Let's take a look at the red trinket. Of course at level 1 I said it reveals invisible wards and traps for 4 seconds in a small radius. However, once you hit level 9 and it upgrades to stage 2, it reveals it for 6 seconds now. And finally, for 475 gold you can upgrade it to stage 3, which now reveals it for 6 seconds still, but it'll also show invisible champions. And now the first one that I showed you guys earlier in this video. At the free rank 1 it puts down the site ward for 60 seconds, however at level 9 it upgrades to the second version, which is the same thing but it lasts for 120 seconds or 2 minutes. And finally at stage 3 you can choose one of 2 paths. One of them will give you the ability to put down a normal site ward that lasts 3 minutes. However, the second option will let you put down a pink ward instead of a site ward. Either option makes the trinket place down a ward that acts just like the regular sight or vision ward. So let's see all these trinkets in action. The first one you already saw me place a ward down at the beginning of the video. Let's take a look at the red one. Once you activate it, a small area around you is revealed as you see in the video. The blue trinket has pretty poor range at level 1, however it is still pretty useful as you can use it to reveal bushes and anything like that. Use it in an area and it pretty much acts like clairvoyance. It'll just reveal that area for just a split second, but it's enough to see anything that you need to see there. Now let's look at the tier 2 versions of all the trinkets. Don't forget, this gets upgraded automatically at level 9. Taking a look at the first trinket, which is the warning one, it places down a similar looking ward as from level 1 trinket, however it does last a whole minute longer. The look also is a bit different to notify that it is a trinket level 2 ward. Let's take a look at the red one. At tier 2 it becomes greater length and it lasts longer and also has a bigger radius. Here's how it looks like in the game. Keep in mind this does not reveal invisible champions yet. Also a neat thing is when you mouse over it, it lets you know how many wards you have found using this item. And finally, let's take a look at the tier 2 of the blue trinket. Here I purposely showed you guys how it upgrades once you hit level 9, it switches into this automatically. What this one does is pretty much the same thing as tier 1, however you have a longer range at which you can cast it. As you can see, I can stand a lot farther away and reveal an area for a split second as well. And finally, let's jump to the tier 3 versions of these wards. As you can see, I have 3 wards placed down, so the rule still applies, but this time the ward from the trinket acts and looks just like a regular sight ward. Like I said earlier, this trinket is the only one that has 2 paths you can go to at level 3. The first one of course placing down sight wards, and the second one being this one, placing down vision wards. And the vision wards once again looks just like the regular vision wards you would buy for 100 gold, and once more you can only have 1 at a time. Now let's jump to the Oracle's Lens, which is the tier 3 of the red one. As you can see, it still says how many wards you have found, but this time it reveals enemy champions that are invisible in an area, and of course it lasts longer. You don't have to stand in one spot when you cast this item, but keep in mind that the item will not follow you around if you start moving. So make sure you cast it at the right spot. And finally we have Farside Orb, which is the tier 3 of the blue one, and once again it's the same thing, but now you have 2500 range to cast it. This is a pretty useful trinket in my opinion. Alright, so that's all I want to share with you guys for this video regarding the new ward and trinket system. I will be releasing more season 4 videos highlighting what are the new changes, so definitely stay tuned for that. Please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and maybe share it with your friends so that more people will have an idea of how the new trinket system looks and works. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Peace!